Today you're going to learn how to write a cursive lowercase h and a cursive lowercase k. So let's start with lowercase h. I'm going to draw a line. Watch first as I model how to form the cursive h. I start at the bottom of the line and I come up and around to make a loop, and then I come up to make a little hump and down and make a hook like that. Okay, I'm going to show you one more and then you can start practicing a few with me. Starting at the bottom, come up and around and make a loop, come up and make a hump, back down and make a little hook. Okay, go ahead and draw a line on your dry erase board and try with me a lowercase cursive h. We'll do it together. Starting at the bottom, we're going to come up and around to make a loop, and then we're going to come up and down to make a little hump and a hook. Okay, let's try another one, starting at the bottom. Lowercase h's are tall letters, so if there was a tall line here, it would actually go past the dotted line. The little hump stops at the dotted line, but the tall loop goes all the way to the top line. Okay. After you feel confident that you have practiced enough cursive h's, then you can move on with me to lowercase k. But feel free to pause the video if you need to practice a few more h's first. Now I will model lowercase cursive k. It starts out very similar to the h, but then the rest of the letter looks different. I'll show you how that changes. So we're going to start at the bottom, and we're going to come up and around again to make a loop, and back down, and around like that. Okay? I probably made my first loop a little bit too thick for that K. I'll show you this time how I'll do it again and make my loop a little thinner for the K. So I start here, I come up and around and make a loop, straight down, come up and around and I actually make like a little circle, and then come down like that. Lowercase keys are a little bit tricky. Alright, are you ready to try a few with me? Go ahead and draw your line. If you want to draw the top line here, you can, and show that the dotted line is in the middle. If that helps you, go for it. Okay. Let's start at the bottom together. Come up and around, back down, up, around, and make a circle. Come back down and make a little hook. Okay. Let's try another one. Starting at the bottom, come all the way up to the top and make a loop, back down, up and around and make a circle, like that. You may want to practice more lowercase keys on your own before you move on, because these are tricky. So feel free to practice and pause the video until you feel more confident with the K's, or even rewind if you need to watch it again. But remember, this first one is probably not as good as these three here. Okay. Now, we're going to move on to the cursive writing journal. So you're going to be on page 10 in your cursive writing journal. You'll see the hills and this bear who's hiking. Okay. I guess these are actually mountains. Not sure why they put mountains on the H and the K page, but that's okay. Alright. So, remember, you'll want to go back and trace the H's later on your own, and I'm going to show you how to form them, and you can try some with me. So I start on the bottom line. Just that. Try another one. Pay close attention to the way the letter is formed, because that's very important when you're forming cursive letters. I'll try one more here with you, and then you can do the rest of the H's on your own. Okay. All right, and then I'm now going to show you how to make two H's next to each other. So we start here at the bottom. I form my first H. As I make my hook, I go right into the second H, just like that. That's why we always make a hook on our letters, so that we can go right into our next cursive letter and attach it. Okay. Now let's move on to lowercase cursive K's. All right. Starting at the bottom. Just like that. Let's try another one. I'm going to do this one nice and slow in case you're having a hard time with the K, so you can really see the way I form it. Okay. And if you need to get your dry erase board out again to practice, you can do that. Remember to do more K's on this line as well. I'm going to show you how to connect two K's together. I go right up into the next one without picking up my pencil. So as you're learning, when you form cursive letters, you rarely ever pick up your pencil. The only time you would pick your pencil up when making a cursive letter is if you are dotting a letter, so like if you're dotting an I or dotting a J or crossing a T. But most of the time you do not pick up your pencil in cursive. All right. Remember to turn your cursive journal in open to page 10 on the ledge under the whiteboard when you are finished.